Right, guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about the biggest opportunities currently on the table for social media marketing agencies in 2025. So, Tom,
Yeah,
what I mean by this, because Tom doesn't know what we're going to be talking about in this video,
I got a fucking
is
clue, mate.
so where do the opportunities lie? Because like the SMMA world today isn't the same as it was to like 6 months ago, let alone like a year ago or two. Like
Yeah,
I'm talking about service delivery, I'm talking about outreach methods, I'm talking about um, all sorts, just like where the opportunities are. Like
yeah.
if you asked me that question 6 years ago, it'd be like the dentist industry through
Oh,
LinkedIn. Like you contact dentists through LinkedIn 6 years ago, fucking 10 grand a month within a couple of weeks. Where are these pockets? Where are these? Yeah, where are the opportunities?
I think first of all, I think there's so much fucking opportunity. It's ridiculous. I know we say that on all the videos, but again, we don't come on here and telling you shit that doesn't work. Like that's not true. There's so much opportunity.
Yep.
There really is. Um, I think the quickest opportunities you can get is clearly in the service-based industries for lead gen. I think if people are looking at it and they want to run an go for e-com and stuff, my advice is just don't. I just don't think you'll be successful. I really don't, especially if you're starting now. It's different for me and Harry, different for me and you, mate, isn't it? Because we've got a whole team that do that sort of shit.
Yep.
But starting out, the opportunity isn't in e-com, it's in service based. It's like
Yep.
lead gen.
I agree. I agree. And I think that's to give some background on that. I think that's because people will go, oh, why? Why is that? And I believe it's because of the content strategy needed. People aren't aware of what it takes to grow an e-commerce brand from a content perspective. Like lead generation, yes, it's content based, but you can kind of get away with it because it's not as advanced. But if you're managing tens of thousands of pounds of an e-commerce brand's money or launching an e-commerce brand that has no prior sales like sales, you're going to have to really know your shit from like what differentiates a campaign from UGC, high production, static, how to structure those different campaigns, what to do in terms of like a numerical kind of financial perspective of relaying back how much money you've made from profit margins to CPAs. Like that's so much more intense in an ecom world than a lead generation world. It
Yeah,
is.
it's just not. It's for beginners or even intermediates. It's just not worth it. So
Yeah.
the opportunity is lead gen, 100%. Like I think there's a massive opportunity for, and I think we should say the industries, mate. I think it'd be wrong for us not to. I think there's a massive opportunity within anything from um, kitchen and bathroom design fitters all the way through to dentists. That's still an opportunity. However, I don't think it's a very good opportunity in terms of success rate. So if your strategy is like, oh, I'm going to ring loads of dentists, it's going to be very, very long-winded.
Yeah.
That's it. And so it is an opportunity, but it's way down the bottom of your list of requirements.
Yeah.
Uh, I think you've got to be speaking to the best opportunities you're going to get are when you're actually speaking to the business owner. So the niches, the industries where they're a bit more accessible. So that could be clinics, it can be um, landscaping, things like that is where you're going to get. That's the opportunity because they also really need help, mate, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. Like it's just having that ease to actually speak to people. If you're a beginner and you're not very confident on the phone, trying to get around a gatekeeper is just going to be impossible for you. It's tough for people that have been in sales for years and years. Um,
Yeah,
so but I think my biggest opportunity, mate, would be people that are comfortable to do uncomfortable things. So
yeah,
what I mean by that is you go on Instagram now, and obviously if you're in the marketing SMMA space, you see ads all the time, don't you? For people selling courses, people selling mentorship and stuff. And it over the past 6 years, mate, we've seen fucking everything from people selling just fucking everything. And I
yeah.
think what the common thing is now is how to sign social media marketing agencies on autopilot through AI, through sitting back and doing fuck all, basically. That's like the common thing. You see, every single fucker is like, my new AI system called make up a word. With my make up a word strategy is what's going to get your agencies to 10 grand a month in a week. And the reason why that's so appealing to everyone who starts a social media marketing agency is because they get into social media marketing agency as a side hustle to sit back and do nothing and have this passive income machine pay them loads of money. And what that's done is that has dragged everyone away from the strategies that actually work consistently, which is cold calling. Like, no matter who you talk to, any agency that you speak to that's earning considerable amount of money that offers a good service, and there are people like there's a few creators I could name now that genuinely do have an agency like ours that make money with in-house employees and deliver a good service that make a hell of a lot of money. They all have a sales team that are all on the fucking phone. They don't use their 90% of their sales isn't through an AI system where they spam people's inboxes. There might be an element of like email automation, but majority of them is cold calling. So if you're starting an agency and you're comfortable and you're willing to pick up the phone, that to me is the biggest opportunity, because what Tom and I have seen over the past 6 months is the number of calls that businesses are getting for the first time in ages has actually dropped. And that is because of that reason, is because they're not getting hounded by beginner agencies anymore, because beginner agencies that are starting in 2025 do not want to pick up the phone because that's not what they've been taught by the people that have introduced SMMA to them.
I agree. I agree, mate. And I think that's going back to the question, like, where's the opportunity? The opportunity obviously is in this particular industries. There's some good opportunity. The opportunity is that the cold calling aspect of it is has really been it's really settled, and
Yeah.
it's not saturated in any way. And I think the other opportunity is the amount of service you can now offer. I think that's something we should talk about. Is like the opportunity to implement key aspects to another business, such as running ads, gaining emails, like growing their email list and emailing their client base, automation as part of a lead response. That's a really great opportunity because it's so unique and it's so advanced.
Well,
And I think
it's the first time an made like a new kind of service that we can offer, hasn't it? Like for the first
yeah,
5 years of our agency, it was obviously ads and then new platforms came out. But the introduction of AI is like a brand new thing you can now sell to people, and you can use it in so many different ways. And I think like and people go, oh, when will that saturate? We speak to businesses now, mate, that don't even have a good website, and they've been
I
around
know.
for fucking 25 years.
I know.
So it's
It's
like, and people are worried whether there's not enough businesses to sell Facebook ads to. There's still businesses you can sell a fucking website to.
yeah, loads of. I think that's an even bigger problem.
I know.
Like I think if you're a website designer and you've got like five different templates, you just go out and offer a website to anyone these days because they're
I
so poor.
know.
But there's so much opportunity, and I think it just lies within you have to just find that opportunity, and that comes from like being as proactive as you can in 2025. We're now in October. Whenever you're watching this, it's probably going to be this month. So like October of 2024, going into the back end of this year and going into next year, the opportunity is actually kind of overwhelming,
There's,
really.
but
Um,
that being said, mate, you do have to be really fucking good. That's the one
yeah.
caveat I have.
Or you've got to be willing to get good.
Yeah.
Like you may not be good straight away. So don't watch this thinking, well, I don't know what I'm doing. You can 100% learn everything that you need to be good.
Yeah. I think
And
that's
you're gonna
that's
just
the one
keep
caveat. I think this we said it in our welcome back video. The stakes are so much higher now. The stakes are like,
There were a couple of students, mate. There were a couple of students that we had in our academy who, when they became students, I thought, "There's no way you're going to struggle." Even I looked at it. I thought, "You're going to struggle to be successful in this." And they've gone away and implemented all the key learnings, and they totally come out the other side. And I'm like, "Shit, they're making 12 and a half grand a month,
I know it's mental, isn't it?
and they're still not as good as they should be."
I know.
And that shows the level of opportunity, in my view.
It does.
Um,
And I think that's what I mean, where the stakes are so high, is the rewards are so much higher because once you crack it, you crack it.
yeah, you
But
do.
there is that, but if you're shit and you're like getting into this to hire someone in India to run your ads, someone over there to do the client management, if you're getting clients in the UK and the US, they don't take that shit anymore. There is not
No,
a
that's
chance,
that.
mate. Like it's so fucking funny. We've been saying it for years. We said this, mate, when all this outsourced agency bollocks was being said 2 years ago. Like we called it out for what it was. It's like you
Yeah,
cannot do that. I don't know what we were baffled. We were like, how are they teaching this shit? And
yeah.
now it's like I know categorically that those people cannot sign a fucking client or
No,
keep them at all.
no, you can't. And unfortunately, like yeah, outsourcing it to places like India and Pakistan, and even trying to start a marketing agency in those countries now, I wouldn't. You can't. You just can't. You just can't. I wouldn't be honest to myself if I said, yeah, you can. You just can't.
Yeah.
Certainly not to the Western world. You can't.
No, and no, as an out and out beginner, it's going to be fucking impossible,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
for the prices. If you're charging like, yeah, that's a different story for a different video. But yeah, that's a good summarize of
Lots of just for some, yeah, lots of opportunity. It will lie with cold calling, offering really solid valued service, um, and to particular types of people. Yeah,
yeah.
just got to speak to the business owners. So those watching, you've got to get to the business owners as quick as you can. That's where the opportunity is. It's not dealing with the sister and the brother who might call you back and all that shit. The opportunity lies with those that make decisions, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and I think my final piece of advice would be if you're going, lots of people start their agency in the new year, or if you're starting next month or whatever. I think if you're comfortable, if you're excited about it, but you're comfortable with doing what you're planning to do, then you're gonna fail. Like, unless it feels uncomfortable and you're like, shit, I'm now in the deep end, that's the only way you're gonna succeed. If you're sat there, Netflix in the background, and you want to sit there and send 100 emails to people, or post really fancy content and build an email strategy in your social pages, it's just failure. You need to sit in a room with no fucking radio on, no Netflix on, and pick up the phone and ring people if you want to sign clients quick. If you want to, one client over the next 12 months, do that shit. But if you want to take it seriously, like the Academy members who are now at Callum, for example, started his agency in June and he's just hit his first 10K month. He's going to be on the channel very, very shortly. And he only did that because he was willing to be uncomfortable. He put himself out there, went into businesses in person and got his shit done.
And we've got another guy, Tom, who's coming on the channel next week. Same thing. Quit a job that was 75K a year annual salary with a company car, and is now doing his own hours, on his own time, his own business, doing marketing.
Yeah. They're going to meet all those. They're going to meet all those next week. So it'll be exciting. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe so you don't miss those
Yeah.
future videos. And yeah, all the links in the description for the Academy and our Instagrams. Check them out. And we'll see you next video.